Stephen Bakari from the class of 1992 was a Hall of Fame soccer goalie at Natick High School. A four-year varsity player, he was voted Rookie of the Year in his freshman season. As a junior, he was voted Middlesex News First Team All-Star as well as Bay State Conference All-Star. As a senior, Stephen Bakari was again voted Bay State Conference All-Star as well as Eastern Massachusetts All-Star, Gatorade New England Soccer Player of the Year, National Soccer Coaches Association of America All-New England, National Soccer Coaches Association of America First Team All-American, and Natick High School MVP. Stephen Bakari finished with a high school career record of 45 wins, 15 losses, and 17 ties, recorded 37 shutouts, and had a 0.65 goals against average. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1992, Stephen Bakari. Sarah Powell Bell from the class of 1997 was a three-sport athlete participating in soccer, gymnastics, and outdoor track. Known by her fellow soccer teammates as Peanut, Sarah was anything but on the soccer pitch. She was a four-year varsity player, serving as captain her senior year. In her freshman season, she was voted Rookie of the Year. In her sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, she was named First Team All-Star by the Eastern Mass Coaches Association. Sarah was voted Team MVP as a junior and again as a senior. In her senior year, she was voted All-Mass First Team All-Star, National Soccer Coaches Association of America All-New England, Middlesex News First Team All-Star, and Bay State Conference Herget Division Player of the Year. She was the leading scorer on the soccer team all 4 years and became the all-time leading scorer at Natick High School with 43 goals and 37 assists in her career. In her senior year, gymnastics returned as a sport to Natick High School, and Sarah Powell Bell served as captain. In outdoor track, she was voted Rookie of the Year as a freshman, Team MVP as a sophomore, Boston Globe All-Scholastic as a junior, and served as captain in her senior year. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1997, Sarah Powell Bell. Jim Arger from the class of 1956 has been a lifetime contributor to the Natick Public Schools and Natick Athletics. From 1981 to 1982, he was the president of the Natick Memorial Field Lighting Committee, which raised funds to light and irrigate the football field, practice field, soccer field, and parking areas. He chaired the committee for the John N. Carroll plaque at Memorial Field. He co-chaired the Doug Flutie Day Parade and Mall event. Jim Arger chaired the fundraising committee for the Natick High School 1982 and 1983 Super Bowl champion teams, jackets, rings, cheerleaders, necklaces, and 2 banquets. From 2002 to 2008, he was the president of the John N. Carroll Memorial Scholarship and Golf Classic Tournament Foundation and was instrumental in naming the John N. Carroll Baseball Complex at Mahan Field. Jim Arger is also a former member of the Natick Athletic Hall of Fame Selection Committee. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1956, Jim Arger. The 1982 Natick High School football team finished the regular season with a record of 10 wins and no losses and were crowned Bay State League champions. They won the Division I Massachusetts Super Bowl with a 35-34 victory over Melrose. They finished the season with a 12-game winning streak extending back to Thanksgiving the year before, were ranked number 1 in New England and ranked 23rd nationally in the USA Today. They averaged 35 points per game over the 11 games while giving up only 13.2. Led by senior captains Jim DiPaolo, Nick Luisi, Mike McBreen, and Dave Morrill, the other members of the 1982 Super Bowl champion football team were sophomores Joel Crisafulli, Mike Fair, Paul Galani, juniors Doug Adams, Rich Adams, Tom Alubel, Tim Bache, John Brown, Scott Bush, Jim Cardelicchio, Darren Chalk, Glenn Chavis, Jeff Davis, Scott Donahue, Matt Donovan, Steve Fangle, Darren Flutie, Jeff Gans, David Green, Mike Gross, Dean Hladik, Jack Isaacs, Mike Keene, Jim Kelly, Greg Lamont, Wes Mannerson, Brad Peterson, Reggie Steele, Tim Tancredi, John Williams, Mike Wilson, Hamza Zobar. Seniors, George Bradley, Craig Chisholm, Paul Dunn, Rich Estes, Bob Flaherty, Bill Gately, Jim Cass, Donnie Marsh, Gary Nelson, Jerry Rizzo, Don Olson, Bob Sniffen, Rob Thorne, Bill Whitfield. The coaching staff, Tom Lamb, Joel Kiley, Bob Galani, Jack O'Rourke, Bob May, Jim Von Yu, Tom Carr, Scott Grady. The 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, the 1982 Super Bowl champion football team. The 1983 Natick High School football team finished the regular season with a record of 10 wins and no losses and second consecutive Bay State League championship. They won their second consecutive Division I Massachusetts Super Bowl with a 28-14 victory over Peabody. They finished the season with a 23-game winning streak, were ranked number 1 in New England, and ranked 10th nationally in the USA Today. They averaged 33.5 points per game over the 11 games while giving up only 3.6. Led by senior captains Rich Adams, Glenn Chavis, Darren Flutie, and Jim Kelly. The other members of the 1983 Super Bowl champion football team were sophomores Mark Bianchi, Bob Giagieri, Rocky Edwards, Al Pagarian, juniors Mike Arger, Chanel Bethia, Brian Burke, Cliff Chase, Mark Chisholm, Mark Clough, Joe Condlin, Joel Crisafulli, Ed Cuddy, Sean Daly, Mike Fair, Fred Fleming, John Castaldo, Mike Gately, Paul Galani, Steve Gasmini, Mike Hamill, Jeff Hastings, Tim Hopkins, Don Hutchinson, Brett Nelson, Bill Patrone, Eric Ramston, Jeff Ronchetti, Steve Schneer, Bill Simcock, Aram Still, Jackie Tanner. Seniors, Doug Adams, Randy O'Clair, Tim Bache, Scott Bush, Jeff Davis, Scott Donahue, Matt Donovan, Steve Fangle, Jeff Gans, Kevin Goodrich, David Green, Mike Gross, Dean Hladick, Greg Lamont, Wes Manderson, Jack Murphy, Brad Peterson, Joe Sage, Reggie Steele, and John Williams. The coaching staff, Tom Lamb, Joe Kiley, Bob Galani, Jack O'Rourke, Bill Lacouture, Bob May, Jim Von Yu. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, the 1983 Super Bowl champion football team. The 1984 Natick High School football team finished the regular season with a record of 10 wins and no losses and third consecutive Bay State League championship. Due to the high school ratings system in place at the time, Natick was not invited to their third consecutive Super Bowl. They were ranked number 2 in New England and ranked 13th nationally in USA Today, and they held claim to the longest winning streak in the country in 1984 at 33 games. They averaged 33.4 points per game over the 10 games while giving up only 9.3. Led by senior captains Joel Crisafulli, Mike Fair, Paul Galani, and Tim Hopkins. The other members of the 1984 Bay State League champion football team were sophomores Joe Arena, Andy Wild, juniors Joe Astancoa, Mark Bianchi, Paul Byrne, Mark Carafelli, Dave Kalari, Eric Cooper, Rocky Edwards, Don Eggert, Chris Fort, Greg Fort, Bill George, Bob Giagieri, Wayne Hooper, George Haywood, Andy Hladick, Tony Indelicato, LeBaron James, Greg Levezzo, Mike McAvoy, Mike McTagg, Al Pogarian, Tom Powers, Howie Resnick, Dave Reynolds, John Sage, Tony Scarelli, Matt Simcock, Mike Tomasetti, Tala Zobar. Seniors, Mike Arger, Shino Bethia, Paul Bradley, Brian Burke, Cliff Chase, Mark Chisholm, Mark Clough, John Conlon, Sean Daly, Fred Fleming, John Gastaldo, Mike Gately, Dave Glazer, Steve Guzmini, Mike Hamill, Jeff Hastings, Don Hutchinson, Brett Nelson, Bill Petrone, Eric Ramstrom, Jeff Ronchetti, Mark Sandler, Steve Schneer, Bill Simcock, Aram Still, Jackie Tanner, and Kevin Tuttle. The coaches, Tom Lamb, Joe Kiley, Bob Galani, Jack O'Rourke, Bill Lacouture, Bob May, Jim Van Yu. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, the 1984 Bay State League champion football team. Congratulations to the class of 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductees, and thank you for your contribution in making Natick the true home of champions.